two series collide today as we make our return to Liberty Way. We're playing against Nuneaton twice in the semi-final of the FA Trophy. It's coming home. Hello and welcome to part 22 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have those two games against Nuneaton. I just told you about those. Since you were last with me, this is what's been going on. We had our little secret episode that if you didn't watch the secret episode at the end of last episode, you won't know. Well, you do know now that we won it. Ben Cottrell single-handedly disposed of Fylde in the quarter-final of the FA Trophy, setting up this double-header semi-final against our former club in a former life, Nuneaton. Serenek Nuhu isn't going to know where his loyalties lie today. And we followed that up with a win and 2 draws in the league. I absolutely think we're suffering from big game excitement, big game nerves, and it is affecting our league form. If you look at our league form in the run-up to the quarter-final, it was iffy, and then in the run-up to the semi-final, it's been iffy too. Luckily, we can handle a little bit of iffy form because we're so far clear at the top of the league, 11 points clear. We should be fairly comfortable. Obviously we do need to make sure we do still win a significant chunk of these games we've got remaining, but it'd be nice to book a spot in the FA Trophy final from Tier 7 first. And it's absolutely doable because this is an Nuneaton team that are struggling one league up from ours. They're in the National League North. This is the league that, fingers crossed, we're going to be playing in next year. And I'd like to think Nuneaton are the kind of team that next year we're going to be capable of beating. I don't know why it's giving me ability and potential things because I haven't scouted this whole team. That's new. Has something happened? No. So they're unknown. Is that because we've just scouted them pre-match? I guess that's what... Perhaps that always happens. Perhaps I never click on teams beforehand. But that's interesting. I guess that's because of the pre-match scouting. Well, there we go. So he's the star man. Corey Bukalossi, who's on loan from Notts County. We need to keep an eye on him. There's no names that I remember from back in the Borough last year. And in fact, if we'd have started this series with Nuneaton, we wouldn't have recognised any of the names because they pretty much all left. The clubs even... In fact, why is it calling them Nuneaton Town when they're now Nuneaton Borough? What is going on? I'm very confused. I'm pretty sure last time I looked they were showing as Nuneaton Borough in the game. They're now back to Nuneaton Town again, and my brain hurts. I'm going to try not to understand what's going on here. And we're just going to get into the game. This is the team that we're going to be playing against, Nuneaton Borough, not Nuneaton Town. I don't know. I don't understand. Anyway, this is our team. In fact, it's not our team. We need to, because we've only got 5 subs in this competition, we need to just take that goalkeeper off the bench and get Jake Wright on to the bench like that. But this is the team. We've got Collins in goal. I mean, you could pick this team yourself now. You know who's in it. Critchlow, Noble, Carter, Parry and Davis as our back 4. Phillips as the anchor man with Benson and Buckley ahead of him. Powell up front. Cottrell and Stanley on the wings. I've never had such a settled side in my history of playing Football Manager, I don't think. This is my team. And fingers crossed, this is a team that's going to be good enough to go another little bit further in the FA. Imagine an FA Trophy final. Is the FA Trophy final at Wembley? I don't know. It would be nice if it is. They've got a player called Elliot. We need to keep an eye on him. He's potentially going to be a problem for us. Right, team talk-wise. Let's be passionate. A first leg win will do us a world of good. Yeah, it will. I mean, that's made no impact on the players, though. But who cares? It's going to be very confusing for me cheering on a team not wearing that Nuneaton kit. I've got so used to cheering that team on for so long, I might forget which team I'm managing at some point. I know Holme are the team we've created, and we've been here for a month now, but I spent a year of my life managing Nuneaton. I'm gonna forget at some point during this episode, I'm sure, and I keep looking over and seeing they've got an Elliot in their team, and it excites me. I'm looking at the wrong side. Stop that! Look, they've got an Elliot taking a free kick. Let's not worry about that though. Oh, it took them Took him 3 bites of the cherry, but the man we picked out pre-match. This is why you don't pick out players pre-match. Corey Bukalossi has scored for Nuneaton to put them 1-0 up after 32 minutes. This is why you don't click on opposition players before the match starts. It basically guarantees that they're going to score. It must... I swear it's coded into the game somewhere. It's so very upsetting. Connor Stanley's not turned up today at all. I don't know what's going on with that. 6.1 out of Connor Stanley is not what we've grown to expect. And they're going to score again here if we're not careful. Davis just needs to get the ball forward. He does. We need to massively regroup at half time. We've done all right for possession. We've had the same amount of shots as Nuneaton, but we've not done anything that's been worthy of a highlight. And every time we do get a highlight, I know there's not been many, but every time there is a highlight, it seems to be an Nuneaton attack. And we're resorting to long balls forward, which isn't the home way this season. I know it has been in the past, but this year we do this. We knock it around in our midfield nicely. We get it out to Connor Stanley. This is more like it. Stanley crosses into Mick Powell. Mick Powell grabs the equaliser just before half-time. And that is the first time in this entire match that home have looked like home. And it's drawn us level exactly when we needed to draw level. This is good stuff. 1-1 at half-time. We'd have absolutely taken it. And Mick Powell has just taken his 20th goal of the season very nicely. It's been a season of worrying a little bit about Mick Powell. The rest of the team's been playing very well around him while he's seemingly not scored loads of goals. But that's 20 goals by, where are we? February, March? I don't know what month we're in. He's not done too badly, has he, considering he's playing at a higher level this year. Right, let's assertively say... if we keep playing well, we'll win this. That didn't have the desired effect. I thought by going assertive and towards the negative end of the spectrum, I might inspire them a little bit, but apparently not. They know they're good. They know they should be winning this game, and they know in themselves they should be a little bit disappointed with how that first half has gone. I know Nuneaton are the team from the higher league, but we've got players who are ready to play in that league throughout this team, and I think we should be doing a little bit better than we are. But here is Cottrell, beats his man, finds Powell, Powell finds Stanley, and Stanley is absolutely clattered and doesn't even get a free kick for it. That's insane. Buckley nods it down to Stanley again, who this time's got space to run into, plays it across to Cottrell. Cottrell has scored a beauty. It's his 10th for the season. Like I said before, he single-handedly saw off Filed in the replay in the last round, and Cottrell's decided he's ready to make the step up. I said how we've not been getting as many goals out of Powell this season as we have previously, and it's because of Cottrell, it's because of Stanley. They're both in double figures for goals as well. We have a front three that are sharing the goals out between them. Stanley's been brilliant creating 2, and the other 2 have scored. I like our front three that we've got going on now. Right, let's make a change. I don't like only having 5 subs. Buckley can come off. We don't have Helm on the bench though. Why have I got Finn Azaz on the bench rather than Helm? This isn't a change I want to be able to make. Where's Helm? We don't have a left back either, or a right back. Oh, this bench is a mess. We've basically got 3 strikers on the bench, and we don't need to change the striker. I'm just going to leave things alone. Oh, Shane Phillips is tiring. I'm going to leave things alone for now. We've clawed our way back into the game. Critchlow Noble's now playing poorly and shattered. We don't have anyone who can go out and play left back for us, though. Who does it recommend I bring on? Jack Evans. Jack Evans has never seen a left back in his life. Oh, actually, he's a competent left back. Well, who knew? There you go. Jack Evans can come and play left back. And Finn Azaz, I mean, he's a striker, really. He's the guy we brought in to be an attacking midfield option for us. I don't really think this is the time to bring him onto the pitch. We're going to take off Mick Powell, bring on Cameron Archer. We do it all the time, and it just freshens things up. Powell has to do a lot of running playing up there on his own, and this just gives Archer the opportunity to do a little bit of that running for him for 10 minutes. We save Mick Powell, and I'm not going to make a third change. I can't think of a third change that's going to do anything other than weaken the team massively. Cottrell to Carter, Carter to Phillips, back to Carter again. Carter needs to get rid of the ball and head back to the defence. Buckley had a shot from range, and it's tipped behind by their keeper, and we get another corner, and it's with Buckley again. And can he find a home head? taking forever to take the kick. It was that Carter or Cottrell who was hovering around in there? It definitely began with a C, but that could just have easily have been the Nuneaton player, because there were so many bodies in there, I couldn't keep track of what's going on. Right, there's Archer, gets hold of the ball, finds Buckley. Obviously no Archer up front to find at the moment though, but he does find Davis, who's got plenty of space, and Connor Stanley. Finds Stanley. Archer has now made it into the middle. It doesn't find him, but Cottrell is doing all of the running and picks the ball up again, and it's back out on the right-hand side with Davis again, who loses out on the ball, and Stanley's drifted infield and isn't there to cover for his mistake, but Parry is, and it's back with Davis for a third time with Phillips. This is a weirdly long highlight. Parry plays it forward to Stanley, and now it's a big ball over the top. Nuneaton are in, and Collins makes the save. That felt like doing radio commentary. That highlight went on for so long. What is happening here? It's still going inexplicably, and then it's cleared, and now Nuneaton have got a free kick. This is only the first leg. They're dragging this out a long time, but here's Cottrell, and Archer's ahead of him. It's 2-on-1. That was a poor pass to Archer. Stanley's there as well, and Archer takes absolutely the worst of the three options he had available to him. We could have gone 3-1 up there and almost killed this tie off in the first leg, but Archer absolutely bottled it. He wasn't done any favours by the pass from Cottrell either. But let's passionately say, well done. We've now got a game against Workington in the league, which I'll play offline, and then we'll be back in just a minute for the second leg of the semi-final against Nuneaton. And fingers crossed we can book a spot in the FA Trophy final, which may or may not be at Wembley. Well, we had a nice, comfortable 5-0 win as a little way to ease ourselves into the second leg. Mick Powell doing a Mick Powell, and Benson grabbing 2 from midfield as well. So that was a very satisfying performance. And obviously we're not going to change the team for the next game. We never do. This is the 11. One thing we have done is brought Mark Helm onto the bench. So at least we have him as an option to come on in that midfield if we decide we need him during the match. So let's get into the game, and fingers crossed we can book ourselves a spot at maybe Wembley. We're going to just keep saying maybe Wembley. I have no idea. I'm sure you've already let me know down in the comments whether the FA Trophy final is played at Wembley. Let's passionately say you deserve to be. In fact, yeah, you do deserve to be in the final. They don't care. How do you not care about the opportunity to maybe play at Wembley? It did say in a media report before the game as well that we might be setting a record attendance in this game. Remember, the capacity of Homewood is only 636, which coincidentally is also the population of Home Village. So it's going to be pretty close to full, apparently. Nuneaton are bringing 80 people with them, but it looks like the whole of Home is turning out to fill Homewood. They're excited about it, even if the players aren't. Cottrell's in behind after a flick on from Powell, and it doesn't really amount to anything. Although the move does continue with Benson in midfield to Buckley. Buckley beats his man, slots it into Powell, and Powell scores. And it's 1-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate so far. Mick Powell with his 24th goal of the season. More importantly, though, his 5th goal since this episode started. Look at how many people are here. And Mick Powell might finally start to be coming into some form at this level. I've never seen Homewood looking this full before. I don't think it's completely at capacity because they're not stood shoulder to shoulder. But it's good to see so many fans packing the place out. And apparently they've all bought replica shirts as well, which is marvellous. Although I imagine a lot of you have bought replica shirts too. Link is down in the description. I imagine if I got you all in one place, it would look just as impressive. Perhaps we should do that. Should we create this team for real? Who wants to come and play for the real life Holme FC? We're not going to start the team for real yet, maybe. We won't. I'm too old and too fat to do a real football team. Right, passionate. I am pleased. Keep it going. They're delighted. See, they just wanted passion out of me. How many people are here then? 599 people packed into Homewood. There's 37 gaps somewhere around this ground. It's absolutely rammed behind the goal. You can see there's a few gaps on that side. I reckon you could fit more than 37 people in here, but apparently not. I don't know what the situation is going to be as and when we get promoted, by the way, because I was reading, because I'm a nerd, after playing Fylde in the last episode, I then went and did some reading about Fylde, and apparently when they got promoted to the National League North, they had to build a new stand, because one of the requirements of the National League North in real life is that you have at least 500 undercover seats. We have no seats and nothing undercover, although actually it looks like everything is undercover on this, because I don't think you could set that up on the database. But we don't have any seating. So if we have to find 500 seats in this stadium that only has room for 636 people to stand, I don't know where we're going to put them. It presumably means putting seats on 3 of the sides and like 2 rows of seats. It's going to look utterly ridiculous. It's going to be interesting to see. That might not even be a real rule anymore, though, so who knows. I thought I'd not put Jake Wright on the bench for a second there. Why am I putting him on in midfield? That's not the substitution I was trying to make. Connor Stanley for Jake Wright, Mark Helm for Josh Benson. That's the change I wanted to be able to make. And fingers crossed, we just hold on from here. We've played very well without needing to overexert ourselves. Nuneaton haven't turned up at all, but we've played much better in this second leg. Dominated the match, controlled everything. Hayden Carter's not playing very well, so Elliot Richards can come on for him at the back. I don't think we've met Elliot Richards yet. Elliot Richards is a 20-year-old centre-back who can also play at right-back. He's nothing spectacular, but he is officially our backup centre-back at the moment, making his debut, having been at Grantham previously. So what a game to make his debut in. And fingers crossed he doesn't be an absolute disaster. Buckley with the corner. It's Jake Wright. It's 2-0 on the night. 4-1 on aggregate. We're going to maybe Wembley, everybody. And I couldn't be more delighted about it. Although, because of my stupid cold, I'm coughing through the celebrations. I can't get too excited. Because if I get too excited, I lose the ability to retain oxygen in my lungs. And that, I mean, if you know anything about biology, that's problematic. You've got to have oxygen in your lungs, boys and girls. But we are maybe going to Wembley. And it looks like at maybe Wembley we're going to be playing Maidenhead because they're absolutely thumping Chelmsford in the other semi-final. Although I don't actually know what the score was in the first leg. So it could be that Chelmsford were already 5-0 up. Who knows? But let's have a look. Let's congratulate the dressing room. Let's be passionate. Yeah, good work, gentlemen. Can't believe we've made it to the final of the FA Trophy while we're still in Tier 7. This is uncharted territory. It's very exciting. I don't even know when that... It's not that I don't just know where it's played. I don't know when it's played. I don't really want it to be at the end of the season because that's just going to distract them for the rest of the season. We want to play it in like 3 weeks' time, win it, get it out of the way, and then focus on getting promoted and figuring out how to fit seats into this. Just get people to bring deck chairs. So it's us against Maidenhead in the final. Oh, it is actual real life Wembley that we're going to, everybody. How many people are we going to take to Wembley? It's going to be absolutely pathetic. Buckley played well. Good work, Mr. Buckley. Yeah, you were very good. But do we know when the game is played? The FA Trophy final? It doesn't say. So we've booked a Wembley spot, but it doesn't tell us when that game is going to be. The final is going to be drawn today. So let's just continue and draw the final. Here we go. It's on the 15th of May. Maidenhead United versus Holme in the FA Trophy final at Wembley. I don't think it's going to be a 90,000 capacity sellout, but it is right at the end of the season. And I guess we need to secure promotion before then. That is insane. I think, looking at how the league table is, we might just come back for that because we're 11 points clear. I don't need to show you us winning a couple more games in between. So we'll perhaps come back for... We'll perhaps just come back for Maidenhead and Ashton United. So, or, I mean, if we start to wrap up the league between now and then, I guess we'll come back for that. Have the moment where we win the league and then come back for Maidenhead in the next episode. We'll figure it out, though. But goodness me, Holme are going to Wembley, everybody. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.